Who is ready for a beer? Kind of have a sweet tooth this afternoon, so probably why I chose this one, to be honest. But it's going to be delicious. I'm excited. I feel like it's going to be delicious. I don't know how this kind of flavor profile can go wrong, but we'll find out. We will find out. It's almost time to do the damn thing. Woo! Think we should do it? Should we do it? Think we should do it. And bam. Leave that for a sec. Not gonna really explain it that much anymore. But yeah. And hello, everybody. Welcome to another live beer review. And today we're gonna be looking at a pretty cool one. I'm excited. Today we're gonna be looking at one from Mountains Walking Brewery up in, where are they from? I know they're in Montana. What the hell is the town they're in again? Shit. Drop the ball on that, people. I'm sorry. They're in Bozeman, Montana. Yeah, so got a little kind of abstract-y art going here, which is pretty cool. I like that, but a lot of their can art for this kind of like series is kind of the same. They're very similar when it comes to the usual, but this part is what's different. It's their seasonal series, and this one's called Dessert Cart. It's pastry stout with pecans and caramel. So yeah, let's see what this is. It's a 10.5%, so a little bit up there in percentage, but that's okay. And what do they say about this? Let's see. The bakers and brewers cozied all the goodness up in their smooth pastry stout base and all the rich flavors kind of warming, non-detectable 10.5%. So what's the result? An ooey gooey boozy slice of ultra decadent brew pie that tastes just like a pecan pie Mom used to make. So what else does it say? It says with each soft silk sip, delicate layers of cocoa, dark roast coffee waltz with heaps of scrumptious toasted pecans on the finished upland flourishes of luxurious caramel twirl with your taste buds. That sounds pretty damn good to me. So hoping that this kind of tastes like a pecan pie with a little bit of coffee notes in there. We'll find out. So let's crack this baby open. I'll be drinking out of my untapped tulip glass. One of my favorite glasses. It's one of my bigger tulip glasses, I guess you can say. But that's okay, so. Favorite sound of all time. So let's see what we're getting here. Definitely getting those stout smells. Like, kind of like a coffee note in there. 100% a coffee note, holy crap. Yeah, let's see how she pours. Let's give her a. Oh yeah, it looks very kind of syrupy. Thick. I feel like this is going to have a heavy mouthfeel. Barely any head at all with this guy. This is like Oh, yes. Look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? If I say so myself. Let's move this can out of the way. See if we get on the smell now. Definitely getting like a little bit of like coffee and caramel kind of notes on the smell. A little delicate. This on the nose, it's really delicate smelling. There's not really any like pungent smells that are hitting you, but I'm definitely getting the coffee. But yeah, let's give her a try. So, cheers, everybody. Oh yeah. Ooh, wow. Very, very thick mouthfeel on this stuff. It's like you just drinking a syrup kind of feeling. Definitely getting like a roasted pecan flavor right off the bat. That's smoothed out with like a nice, creamy, nice caramel in there. And the coffee's not really predominant in this. It's not the strongest taste when it comes to coffee, but I think the coffee's in there to kind of just balance out the sweetness from the caramel, to be honest. But that roasted pecan flavor in there is delicious. Holy crap. Oh yeah, this is definitely a pastry stout. Slightly sweeter than most stouts that I drink. Well, I wouldn't say sweeter than most stouts, but it's definitely on the sweeter side. So if you're not a fan of sweeter stouts, it might not be for you, but I still recommend giving this thing a try. Just because if you can have a beer that tastes like a pecan pie, sorry. It just sounds fantastic. So let's give it a couple more sips. Oh yeah, that's delicious. So let's kind of talk about Mountains Walking Brewery. So what is their like message and their kind of thing they try to work on? So what they say is beer has been a human tradition for 10,000 years. When we engage this tradition with a beginner's mind, it opens the gate to boundless possibilities. This is how innovation happens. Cool. So let's see what else it says. Let's see. Okay, right here. You might say we take an open range approach to brewing. We don't want to tightly control our beers. Instead, we'd rather give them a healthy measure of freedom. It's exciting to see what happens when the fences are taken down. And let's see what else they got. There was one paragraph in here that I really liked how they kind of put along with it. So ultimately, Mountains Walking is a conversation between the brewer and the beers, between beer and food, between you and us, and between beer and the world. We invite everyone to join in to discover the boundless possibilities together. I don't really think there's any other thing you need to say after that. That's really, really cool, like how they try to keep things simple, but they also just want to produce good beers, which is very, very cool. So let's see. What else do we got on this stuff? Okay, we got that. Good to go. So yeah, like I said, this is a 10.5%. Not really as boozy as I thought it would be. They were saying it's going to be like a little bit of a boozier beer, which I don't really get because most of the flavors I'm getting is like the roasted pecan along with the sweet caramel with a slight coffee note in there. But like I said before, I think the coffee's just in there to kind of balance out the sweetness of the caramel. But overall, it tastes like a dessert in your face. Really, really good. Not too sweet, which is also very, very good as well. Sometimes when you have like a pastry stout, it tilts on the end of being too sweet. So this one isn't there at all. This has that perfect balance to it. And I really love that heavy mouthfeel in it. This one's fantastic. I'm a really big fan of this one. So let's see where you can find this stuff. So I'm on Untappd. Actually, before we go on where you can find... Actually, let's do that. Yeah, so right now it's saying there's a verified location for the Dessert Cart Pecan and Caramel at the Hobbyist in Charlotte, North Carolina. But let's see where you can get other stuff from Mountains Walking as well. Let's see. Popular locations you can find them in. Of course, you can find them at the brewery themselves. You can find them at Flight Testing Room over in Yorkville, Illinois, so that's in my area. You can find it at the Whale AVL in Asheville, North Carolina, Copperfield's Kildare Pub in Montgomery, New York. You can find it in Phoenix, Arizona, a couple places in Arizona where you can find their stuff. The Black Griffin in Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania, the Tap House Claremont in Claremont, Florida, and Happy Trails to Brews in Spokane, Washington. Oh, so you can find some of the stuff near Ashton probably. That's really cool how they're kind of all over the place, which is nice to see that they're kind of getting their beers out there. Because from this one that I've had, this deserves to be drank by a lot more people. So let's see what kind of ratings this guy is getting on Untappd. So let's see here. This beer is getting an average rating of 4.12 on Untappd, and it has over 713 different ratings on there. So that's a pretty damn good average if I say so myself. So it's like I said before, it's 10.5%, which is a higher ABV. It's not sessionable. This is something that you sit back and enjoy. It's a sipper. And it says that's a 15 IBU rating, which, yeah, it's not that bitter. So I could definitely see that IBU rating being pretty accurate. So let's see what people are rating this. Somebody said it was a absolute treat of a stout, sweet and smooth AF. Gave it a 4.25. Somebody gave it a 3, which somebody gave it a 4, which is like thick, rich, and sweet elements. Somebody gave it a 4.5, 4.25, 3.5, 4.25, 3.75, 3.75, 4.25. Yeah, see, this guy gave it a 4.25. Another winner from the good folks at Mountain Walking. Awesome. I like seeing that. So yeah, let's start getting down to my ratings on this stuff and where you can get it. So of course, you can find stuff from Mountains Walking over on Tavour. If you don't know what Tavour is by now, I've explained it every single time, but I'll do it again. It's a craft beer delivery service / kind of subscription service as well, to where if you want to set up for the subscription service, you select the flavor profiles you enjoy, and then they send you beers per month. Other than that, if you just want to go on like the beer delivery side of things, you can go off their list of what they drop. It updates every single day when it comes to stuff they add and what kind of stuff they remove, and you can get that stuff shipped to you, if you're able to get alcohol shipped to you at a really, really reasonable price. And I've never been upset with the service I've gotten off of Tavour yet. So, with that being said, let's start going off rating systems a little bit, just so we can figure out my final thoughts. So, first off, we're going to go off can art. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I like this can art. It's simple. Nice design in it, a lot of colors. Definitely be something that would catch my eye at a liquor store just by all the colors. Yeah, like the hat has that kind of abstract-y kind of look to it as well, so that's really cool. So yeah, I think my final art rating on this guy would probably be 3.75 out of 5. I like the colors, but I'm not going to say that it's like totally up my alley when it comes to what kind of art that I enjoy on a can, just because I'm more of like the kind of like those darker elements, like you see the stuff I reviewed from like Adroit Theory or Anchorage Brewing Company. That's the kind of art I usually like, or if it was referencing something that I enjoy personally. But one of the best can set. Yeah, it's cool. I like it. It's really cool. The one thing that kind of disappoints me about this can art is when it comes to a lot of their beers, like say you get one beer and then a different beer, they have separate can arts. But the can art in this one, I think it's a lot of these ones will have this kind of similar artwork to it, but just this side telling you what the beer is. I guess if it's coming from the seasonal series, it'll have this can art. But so it depends on what you're getting, because they have like a sour that has the same art, but comes out of their seasonal series as well. But yeah, it's a solid can art. I enjoy it. This would definitely be something that would pop out at me at a liquor store or at a bottle shop just by the colors. I like the colors. I like the bright, abstract kind of look to it. And yeah. But now let's start getting into this beer in general. So, if I got this beer in a flight over at Mountains Walking, would I get a glass of it on its own after having a little sipper taste. Oh yeah, 100%. I absolutely think this beer is fantastic when it comes to how well balanced it is as a pastry stout. Because sometimes when you have a pastry stout, like I remember a little bit back when Tucky had one to where it was a little bit too sweet for him. But this one has that perfect balance of sweetness and that kind of like roasty kind of note to it, to where it's like, you know, you're drinking a beer that has like the pecan pie kind of flavor in there, but it's not going to be too overly just coating your mouth in sweetness, which is great. So this would definitely be one that I would get another glass of this and just off of the flight. So let's start getting down to final ratings here. So like I said before, repeat myself, it's a 10.5%, 15 IBUs with an average rating on Untappd of a 4.12. But my rating system's out of 10, so let's see. I really enjoy it. I think this, I would really recommend this to anybody who enjoys a pastry stout or has looked to kind of get into, that has been scared to get into pastry stouts because you think it's going to be too sweet for you, and if you're not into crazy sweet beers, this would definitely be one I'd recommend to you, because you're not going to get that overly too sweet flavor in there. It's very well balanced, very just creamy, thick mouthfeel, getting the roasted pecans in there with that nice smooth sweet caramel going through. It's awesome. I love it. This would definitely be one I would look for again to have more of, because I think this would be something a lot of people would like if they got their hands on it. But now let's see, what is my final rating going to be on this beer? Yeah, it's delicious, guys. It really is. I think I'm going to probably give this a solid 8.25 to an 8.5. I really enjoy it. Definitely enjoy how the higher ABV is not too boozy, but you still get that kind of warm mouthfeel, like the warmness going down your throat as you're drinking it, which knows you're drinking a higher ABV beer, which is perfectly fine. I'm really curious on why they thought it was a little bit boozy, because I don't really taste any booziness with this at all. It's just the flavors are just so in your face delicious that it might be that I'm just missing completely of the booziness just because I enjoy the flavors out of it too much. But yeah, I think my final rating is going to be 8.25 to an 8.5. Really, really solid beer. Definitely would recommend this if you're in a bunch of areas. I know I talked about all the places that you can get stuff from Mountains Walking. Let's see. All the way from New York, Arizona, Pennsylvania, Washington, Spokane, Washington. So Ashton, if you ever end up watching this, you might be able to find some stuff from Mountains Walking over by your area. Yeah, for my first experience with these guys, this brewery is something to look out for. I definitely am going to be keeping an eye out for other brewers from this brewery, because if that's how the first one is tasting, can't wait to try the rest of them. So yeah, I think that's what I have for you guys this afternoon. Yeah, like I said, I got a review going up tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that. I'll have that up probably tomorrow afternoon, same time. You know the drill by now. Been doing this for at least a month, maybe a month and a half already. I don't know, I've lost track. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you again for everybody tuning in. I greatly appreciate all of you. It's the regulars, Mr. Overdrip, Mr. Wintucky. Love you guys. You guys are kind of my regulars that come in here while I'm doing the reviews, even though Overdrip likes to say chug it. But that's fine. I know Overdrip means well in the end. He's a good dude. He's one of my closest friends. And Wintucky, you're just like my beer drink. Like, if there was like a best friend you can have for beer drinkers, you'd be right there. So, yeah. Again, if you like what you see, if you're new to the channel, when you're watching this on the replay, make sure you hit that like button. I'd love to see more feedback coming through. If you want to see something different, let me know in the comments below. And if you're a regular on the channel, make sure you hit that like button before you leave. That would be greatly appreciated as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So, again, hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, fantastic evening. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Remember, if you're going to drink, drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And cheers, everybody.